Welcome back to another episode of Peak Performers Podcast. I'm your host, Thor Conklin. Today we're going to talk about mastery, how to master the game, and how many days a week does it take? You might be surprised.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast
with your host, Thor Conklin.
Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. A couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to speak to an amazing group of entrepreneurs. This was a group that had met on Necker Island, which is Richard Branson's island down in the British Virgin Islands, and they had a reunion. And I was fortunate enough to be invited to this reunion. And again, these people, amazing individuals. They asked me to come in, speak for a little bit, give them some ideas about what I do and some of the concepts I've developed over the years. In addition to sharing everything in my talk, I had the opportunity to spend a weekend with them. And as we started to talk and get to know each other, it was really interesting. There was a couple coaches there. One was a professional tennis coach. He teaches professionals how to raise their game to the next level. Another guy, an amazing basketball coach, has worked with Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and some of the best NBA players on the planet. It was interesting. We're having dinner one night, and I'm like, let me pick your brain for a little bit. I've never been a great tennis player. I like playing tennis, never really excelled at it. I just never really put in the time or got the proper, quite frankly, coaching and training. So I said, what does it really take or what separates those that are really good at tennis and those that are not? And he looked at me and goes, well, they practice. I said, okay, that great. Tell me something I don't know. Let's dig into this a little bit. He goes, well, they practice at least 6 days a week. I'm like, interesting. They practice 6 days a week. So if you're just going out there maybe 2 or 3 times a week and, getting in the time, it's not going to be enough. He goes, no, what ends up happening is unless you're doing it 6 days a week, if you're doing it 2 or 3 times a week, what you're doing is you're relearning the same things that you were taught last week. You're just getting back into the groove. He looked at me, he goes, Thor, you should know that. He goes, would you expect to just do something once a week in business and expect exceptional results? And he caught me. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. I said, we talk about all the time the importance about doing things, forming habits, but never have I looked at the need to do something 6 days a week. First of all, the work week's only supposed to be 5, right? Of course, for all us entrepreneurs, it's 7 or 8 days. But the point is, are we really doing these same skills over and over every single day? Or are we just doing them once a week or once a month? Look, bookkeeping. Unfortunately, I don't have to do my own bookkeeping. But when I did, I would touch it once a month. And what happened? It would take me at least a half hour to just kind of get back into the groove of things. But once you're in it, then it starts to move really quickly and you get really good at it. But if you did that every single day, you wouldn't have that lag time. You'd immediately pick it up. Sales calls. If you're only doing sales calls once a week, what happens? It takes a couple to kind of get the rust off, right? To get back into your groove. If that's all you're doing all the time, every single day, you're not going backwards. You're not sliding back. You're constantly making improvement. You're honing your skills, and you're getting better each and every time. At this point, the basketball coach, he interjects, same thing. He's looking at me like I've got 3 eyes. He's like, come on. This makes total sense, and it's funny. It makes total sense to me in athletics, but it never made sense, or I never made the connection with business. And what I did was I left that event and literally I put on my calendar for the next 10 days. Where in our business are we doing things less than 6 days a week? Where are we not getting better? Where are we going back once a week and relearning what we already learned last week? Where are we just quite frankly aren't making the progress, where we're not stacking the wins without having this slippage occur? And it was really interesting as I went through this with my team, we started to look at things and said, just doing this activity once a week is not the most effective way. We've got to be doing this day in, day out. So each and every day, we're not slipping backwards, We're continuously making progress. So the question of the day for you, where in your business, where in your life are you doing something just once a week, once a month? Look, you wouldn't take a shower once a week. You wouldn't take a shower once a month. You wouldn't exercise once a week, once a month, and expect gains. Why then do you expect if you only prospect once a week? Work on your business, not in your business, once a quarter. Figure out those activities. Figure out those areas where you're not getting the results that you want to get, and figure out what you could be doing each and every day. Now, you don't have to do everything, but someone on the team needs to be doing this. Increase the amount of time each week. Spread it out, space repetition, but make sure it's not getting done just one time a week. Make sure it's getting done every single day. I love receiving your emails, your letters. I actually don't receive letters anymore. I do actually get a few letters, so thank you for those as well. But I do love getting your emails telling me the successes that you've had. Let me know in this area. What did you discover? For us, it was a really interesting process. I wish you much success throughout the year, and I look forward to seeing you back here on the Peak Performers Podcast. Have an awesome week. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter @Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.